Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been doing some thinking about some videos that I might like to try to do, and I have a few ideas that I've been kind of messing around in my head, and one of them is oppression. I came across this one site, and I guess it's just anybody can write an article and stick it in the site, I'm not sure. And it is over oppression. And so that is what I think I'm going to do. So sit back, sit tight, and I shall return. Hey everybody, I'm back. So I think I told you before I left off that I had decided on oppression. I've not done a very lengthy historical background on oppression because most of everything that I found is saying basically the same thing. So with that, we have millennials, my kid's age, your kid's age. You know, we're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, that age group, that are not conservatives, they're not libertarians, and they're not Republicans. And they are definitely for Democrats. And I think I've kind of got my son kind of seeing my side, my view, but I can't make him. Anyway, but the use of the word oppression is becoming very widely spread, and my thinking is because people are using it in so many different ways that they don't know what it means. And there are many different ways it can be used, but when you look at the synonyms, they don't know how to use it. I mean, instead of saying depression, they're saying oppressed, and they're tossing a word around out there like it's nothing. And it wasn't pretty much until Obama and these millennials did I ever really hear the word oppressed. And I don't even remember seriously learning the word oppressed in school. So yes, this is definitely a new word for me. And I did do I didn't do all the background, but I did some because I had to know what it was in order to say something about it. But what caught me finally to find out what the heck it was. First of all, it was Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the San Francisco 49ers, I believe. And I do still say part of that was since 2009 to 2015, the NFL was getting a kickback to show patriotism, and when that kickback ended, and so did Colin Kaepernick with his first knee. But nobody's gonna hear me on that one. But anyway, I do. Then he pushed out, you know, oppression. Other words that can be used for oppression is so word that most people don't know of or use. Anyway, so getting back to oppression. So, the first thing that I went to two different dictionaries on the internet, and one was a little bit more kind of need to be put in layman's terms, and then the other one I never heard of, but I did use. So let me see if I can pull them up. I've got these big so I can see them. I have very bad eyesight, and my glasses get glare, so I've tried to enlarge these. Which one looks better? That's not the right one. It's this one. Okay. The definition of oppression is an unjust, excessive exercise of power, such as a unlawful, wrongful, or corrupt exercise of authority by a public official acting under color of authority that causes a person harm. Okay. B. Dishonest, unfair, wrongful, or burdensome conduct by corporate directors or majority shareholders that entitles minority shareholders to compare involuntarily dissolution of the corporation. C. Inequality of bargaining power resulting in one party's lack of ability to negotiate or exercise meaningful choices. And at that one, it says see also unconscious ability. So this is on one of them, and then the other one says definition of oppression. 1A. Unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power. The continuing oppression of the underclasses. B. Something that oppresses, especially in being an unjust or excessive exercise of power, unfair taxes, and other oppressions. 2A. Sense of being weighed down in body or mind, and oppression of spirits. He says, see more synonyms on thesaurus.com. Noun, the exercise of authority or power, and is a burdensome, cruel, or unjust manner, an act of insistent of oppressing or subjecting, to cruel or unjust. I can't see. I gotta give this up. There we go, that's better. I can see. Or unjust impositions or restraints. The state of being oppressed. The feeling of being heavily burdened, mentally or physically, by troubles, adverse conditions, and anxiety, etc. So, I have found where, Colin Kaepernick, he was throwing these, he was throwing this around like it was nothing. And, why would you stand on the field and when the national anthem starts playing, take a knee? My hair is sticking up. I guess it is a little bit, isn't it? Oh hell, you look crazy. But he did. He took a knee, and the first, and it says it doesn't affect the respect of the vets and whatever, and but it does. It affects the vets, and he can say what he wants and believe what he wants, but his belief is wrong. So, anyway, now I did read. I found a good read. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, that hair sticking up is getting on my nerves. Anyway, so there's a couple things I found that I thought was kind of interesting. One that I was telling you about, that I came across this. It was on Facebook, is where it was that I found it, and nobody had replied to it. And so a lot of times when I reply to things, I will fix it so that other people on my friends list can see it and they can read it and make up their own mind, or they just ignore it. And I don't keep a lot of people on my Facebook. I just don't. And so she's the reason why I decided that it needed to be done, because I didn't think that her article was really right. I think she's my kid's age, and she's looking at it from a child's eye. She's not looking at it through an adult's eye. That, you know, a bunch of us that have already been there, done that, and lived through it. And so I let her have an idea of what this was, and so she is on a site that is called I think it's something Odyssey, and this is where I answered. I read up on all this stuff, and on the very top of her page, she has 5 different oppressions we face in today's society. And then below it, she has think twice before you pass judgment. And she's got her name, and she's got her Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Twitter, and she's got oppression, noun, prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. So she's only just like, you know, hitting the iceberg. She's using oppression on everything. So to start her off with, she says, at some point in our lives, we've all suffered from oppression. And before you say that this couldn't possibly be true, let me give a few examples of different types of oppression. Okay, first of all, first one, race. And she's got a picture with a face with all kinds of different minorities in it. And she says the most common oppression we see today is race. It started with our ancestors and has unfortunately continued on into today's society. We tend to group all people in the same race, in the same social category. Suddenly, all African Americans are thieves and Caucasians are entitled pompous asses. It's wrong for us to do this, but happens nonetheless. We even make up our own races. Muslims, they are not a race, yet that is what most of us believe. When we are going to learn that the color of our skin does not make one or the other better. Oppressing races is achieving nothing besides creating a hatred. We were all created equal, so when will we learn? Okay, so I had an answer to that. Now, mind you, I had already read all this, and then I inputted mine. So, my answer to her on race. I told her, I said, you have some good points. However, by your Twitter, I can only guess you are the same age as my kids. So allow me to hit on some of the 5 points you made. Number 1 is based on races. Our country was not divided based on race until Obama took office. He made sure that every black death, I can't see. That's bad when you can't see. It's time for me to get new glasses. He made sure that every black death that he could get media to cover, he was all over it. But hey, who cared if the guy robbed a store just before he was shot and killed? Anyone else, white, Latino, Filipino, Haitian, anyone else outside of black, he never said a word, nor did the big news, only local. Blacks nor any other race are living in with oppression. That ended a long time ago when Lincoln set the slaves free, and in 1964 when segregation ended. By the way, tell me the last time you had to fill out a document and ask for your race. How many boxes does it allow? It also allows a box for Hispanic, does it not? If Muslim isn't a race, then why is Hispanic? You can't answer that, can you? Okay. Now let's go back down here. Oh, we're up here. Okay, second one is religion. Religion. Religion is another form of oppression. Surprising, yes? It shouldn't be. Today's society has made it clear that if you aren't a Christian, your religion is lesser. Why is this? Why do we all have to believe in the same God? Why do we have to believe at all? Once again, we're achieving nothing by oppressing different religions. Oh well, I got to answer that one too. So, my religion answer. Religion is another form of oppression, and your generation is supposed to be our. So religion is another form of oppression, and your generation is supposed to be our future. God help us all. How is it oppressing anybody? Do you have somebody forcing the Bible and God's words down your throat? Are you forced to go to a Catholic church, study Buddhism, Hebrew, Jewish? What about the big one that Obama has allowed in the schools and forced among U.S. school children to study the Quran and bow and pray to Allah? That is a generation that is a religion that is causing oppression. Let's see what number 15 is going to say about number 3. And boy, she got a long one for this one. No, it's not. It's the last one, I think. Okay, the sex. A hugely debated oppression topic is sex. Males are seen as better than females because they are strong. We deem it wrong to be girly. But why are we doing this? At a smart age, we start oppressing girls. Why we even oppress boys who like to show their emotions because it is deemed feminine-like. Why does this matter? In fact, this isn't even sex oppression, but rather gender oppression. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I just have to figure out what she just said there. Oh, my God. Yeah, we held you in the closets. But rather gender oppression. Most people confuse the two. Anybody got a violin and some wine? 3. Sex. Seriously, you can't come up with something better than sex. There are plenty of women who make more money than their husbands, boyfriends, life partners. Some positions and employers don't care how many years experience and or how high or many degrees you have that would further into a bigger position upon hire. Doesn't matter. You start like everyone else, bottom pay. But we live in a society now that everyone feels entitled, and you are no exception to the rule. You have to work hard to get where you want to go in life. A woman can and does make just as much as a man, so I don't want to hear the sex crap. Yeah, my mouse is never where I want it to be. Oh, we're getting into the good ones now. Political parties. Jackass. Anyhow. Okay. While society doesn't have one political party higher than the other, at least the main two there are. People with those political parties seem to think themselves better than people in the other party. There's hatred where there shouldn't be. It's sort of like religion. We oppress people based on their beliefs, but who are we to judge what is better? Well, Did she graduate high school? I know people just blow me away. Okay. Number 4, political party. In all my years, I have never seen it this bad. But we never had a man posing as a POTUS being given information on how to destroy the U.S. by a man who worked side by side with Hitler. Democrats, liberals, are followers with rose-colored glasses who likes to throw names around to those that are not in their political party. Republicans, conservatives know what we want, and we knew we didn't need another politician in office. We needed someone who could help save our country, and that is Donald Trump. Democrats hate him because he can't be bought. And no, I've not gotten any response back out of her. So the next one is mental state, and I'm not gonna really read off a bunch of her mumble jumble on this, but basically she's trying to say that we need to quit judging people and make a quit claim saying they're psychotic, need to be institutionalized, and criticizing people for something they can't control, and do not fight people with other fight. We've all experienced oppression in one way or other, so why do we oppress other people when we know it's a bunch of bullshit? That's all it is. It's bullshit. And then down at the bottom it says, don't itch what you don't intend to scratch. If you know me, I do what I want. Number 5. I asked her, where do you get mental state? Unless you were talking about how the Democrats troll constantly on YouTube and Twitter, worried about paying a bill, a loss of a family pet, a loss of a loved one, a chronic illness, car broke down, and worried about how to make it to work. I am just trying to figure out how everyone is oppressed. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will put this in the video, and I will break them down. So when I go to hit on them, they will come up as I'm introducing them, and that way you can read and see them side by side, or however I can get them on the screen for you. So anyway, so let's see what else we got about this oppression bullshit. I get so aggravated, you know, I really do. And if this damn thing isn't recording, I'm gonna be really pissed. Oh, it is, thank goodness.